Okay, I'd like to call this meeting to order. Could you please join me in the Pledge of Allegiance?
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay, first I'd like to start off with a recess of the regular meeting to discuss the district-wide safety plan and code of conduct for a public hearing. Do you have a motion?
Make a motion. Second.
All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
That is carried. I will turn it over to Dr. McDonald. Mr. Loomis?
We'll talk about the code of conduct for the district. The language in the code of conduct is not changing. The only thing that is changing is some of the policies that are referenced in there. The language need to change within those policies. So throughout the code of conduct, they're referenced regularly when you go through different sections. Those are the only changes that you're going to see.
Okay. Mr. Robinson, safety plan.
Safety plan. The only changes in the safety plan are the additions and removal of names of those who've retired or moved on and replaced with individuals who are now currently in those positions. Now there is a huge addition that I'm going to let Dr. McDonald speak to regarding a remote learning plan addition.
Correct.
Which was mandated this year, I believe.
We had to put into place a remote learning plan regarding the snow day pilot. If you recall, we were able to do remote days regarding the snow day. Then they regulated it, and then they added in that we needed to have everything detailed out exactly how we would instruct in the purpose of a remote day, long and short, and it needs to be attached as an appendix. So we took everything that we do and what we've done, long-term during the end of the pandemic, short-term during the snow days, put it together in a document, and that's the appendix that is attached. That being said, the snow day remote option is in place annually now, as long as we follow what we have approved in the safety plan. So it's just kind of an addition. If you recall, they had us add stuff in. Governor Cuomo, when he was here during the pandemic, he said you need to have all your details and technical details in place. Be prepared to have your operations go remote. So that was step one. This is step two now with the instructions. So they have the whole package within the plan. So that's the entire deal. Okay.
Good. Okay. Public comment on either of the plans, please see or email our district clerk at cfrainer@waltoncsd.org or by calling 607-865-4116, extension 6130. It is anticipated that the plans will be adopted at the August 22nd regular Board of Ed meeting. Okay, let's motion to return to general session.
Motion.
Second.
All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
It's carried. And we'll start with our approval of the minutes. So, minutes of the June 6th regular meeting as presented.
Make a motion to accept them as submitted.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? That is carried. Approval of the CSE, CPSE recommendations.
Second.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? They're approved. And finally, student recognition.
So we have two very special members of the class of 2023 with us here tonight. We have our salutatorian, Gianni Morano, and our valedictorian, Makara McGibbon.
We have a speech? Speech, anything?
I've read them both. They're excellent. They're saving them for Saturday. You can say a few things.
Yeah, maybe what your future plans are, and would be nice.
Okay, I guess first. I don't know. I don't really have much plans other than I'm going to SUNY Oneonta for 2 years, and I'm transferring to somewhere. I'll figure that out once I know what I'm gonna do. I don't know where it is.
Nothing wrong with those plans.
Nothing at all. No.
Okay, my future plans are I have to attend boot camp July 5th. I'll be gone for 7 months total. in the Army Reserves to be an intelligence analyst. And then when I return, I'll finish out my year here as a gap year from February to August, and then I'll attend Keystone to play soccer and get a degree in psychology with a minor in finance. And then hopefully I can put that all together and make a career out of everything. That's all.
Excellent.
Excellent.
Very nice.
Congratulations to
Yes,
both.
congratulations, both of you, best of luck.
I know you guys want to stay for this meeting, I'm sure of it, but feel free, you are excused.
Yes. Congratulations.
Congratulations.
Congratulations, both of you.
Okay, we're up to public comment. Any public comment? Okay. Discussion items. First, we want to start with a big thank you to Paul Wood for your service. 6 years on the board, congratulations. Any speech from you from 6 years on the board?
Well, brevity is my friend, but yeah, I mean, thank you to the Walton community. I mean, I'm sincerely humbled by the people who I've had an opportunity to serve around this table with, and you know what we've been able to do together. It's really been great. Support of my family, Corey for her patience, Meg, if it weren't for you, I wouldn't have shown up at finance committee meetings. Dr. McDonald for helping us. Your leadership in the district, obviously our students, our staff, our administration, it's just been fantastic. So thank you for the opportunity. It's a hard decision to make to run, but it's actually even harder to determine to make the decision to not rerun. So so thank you.
Well, thank you. We appreciate your service too.
I know the community's put a lot of trust in you, and you've not let anybody down, so thank you, Paul, for your service. Okay, graduation is this Saturday. Board members, please arrive no later than 9:30. I think, is everyone attending? No? Okay. Okay. I'll be
Are we
there.
meeting by the high school
Yes.
office again?
Yep. High school office at 9:30. Sounds good. Okay, facilities committee will meet on Tuesday, July 18th at 7 p.m. and location to be determined, most likely library, is that what we're thinking?
Yep, high school library.
And that's gonna be part of our regular, at least monthly, as well, as long as towns and schools under construction, we'll try to meet monthly. Dr. McDonald's still gonna post everything up so the full board gets to see construction progress on a day-to-day, week-to-week basis, whatever jumps up at that point in time.
Yep.
We're working to reschedule the audit committee meeting to Monday, July 24th at 4 p.m.
I did get that confirmed
Okay.
today.
Great. Did we confirm an alternate just in case?
No, we can take that when it comes.
All right, sounds great. A sports merger listening session was held on June 12th, and there's also a resolution on tonight's agenda to approve the sports mergers, and we'll hold any discussion till then, but I thought that turnout, we had a good turnout for that listening session. A lot of good points, brought up a lot of questions that we got data to almost immediately and feedback from, so look forward to that discussion on the proposed merger. The district office is going to send a survey about the annual building walkthrough. Please keep your eye out. We're going to be looking for an evening sometime between August 7th and the 25th. That's to allow our operational staff to be able to, operation and maintenance staff to be able to make any changes if we see those in our board walkthrough. It's an important time for the board to get together, go through all the facilities, and bring up any concerns they have prior to opening and give our maintenance staff a chance to react to those. So somewhere between the 7th and 25th, we're going to try to schedule that. So we give them at least 2 weeks was the thought process ahead. The 2022-2023 Scholastic Achievement Ceremony is going to be held on Wednesday, November 8th at 6 p.m. Is that still good for everyone here? I believe we noted that before. We had just one request to not have it on a Monday for the students. Students last year made wonderful desserts, and they want to be able to do that again this year through Jessica Backus Foster's class. So They asked specifically just to stay away from a Monday, so Wednesday looked like it was a good day for us.
It would be a priority to me, to have them do that again.
Oh,
Yeah, they did.
So Monday, sure, that's out.
if they're requesting a Monday not to be looked at, that's what we're doing.
Yep.
Okay, any other discussion? Have none? Up to correspondence?
There is no correspondence
No correspondence this time?
and no changes to the agenda either.
No changes to the agenda. So we'll move to the consent agenda. On the consent agenda, we can discuss any of these individually if you want, or we can go through as a group. Financial reports, our transfer of funds, disposal of records, accept the MOA for retiree employment, MOA, excuse me, for retiree employment, certify the class of 2023, personal resignation, personal unpaid leave of absence request, personal emergency appointments, athletic recommendations, and personnel approvals, substitute rosters in here. Any discussion on any of the individual items? Any discussion as a whole? I'd entertain a motion to approve the consent agenda.
I'll make a motion.
All those in favor signify by saying aye. Opposed? That is carried. Under new business, we have accepting donations, $1,250 from Michelle Pattison, class of 1982 reunion committee chair, to the class of 1982 scholarship. That is, we would accept that with sincere appreciation.
I'll make that motion, or nominate.
Oh, match. All right, I'll take that as a motion and I'll second it.
Thank you. All in
Not that
favor
donation.
signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? That is carried. And now we're up to approval of sports program mergers. That is Delhi as well as Downsville. Delhi is continuing our wrestling three-way merger with Downsville, Delhi, and Walton, and the other one is to merge with Downsville for all the other sports. I'd open this for discussion.
I think the listening session was very well attended. I was happy to see the amount of mixture of between parents, coaches, student athletes that were there. I think overall, they were supportive of it. I mean, there were still a few things that they, just detail type things, but I think overall, my opinion was they were very supportive of it. So I was happy to see that everyone was, like I said, like so well attended by a mixture.
Yeah, and I wasn't able to attend the listening session. I did ask for some background on the financials, which were provided, and then subsequent to that, Dr. McDonald and Mr. Reinhardt were able to get together and find a solution to transportation and absorbing some of that cost at Downsville, is my understanding. So that was fantastic. So thank you very much for doing that. So it minimizes any much financial impact on the district. So I think that was very positive. Very positive.
We did. We received a lot of feedback on this, a lot of information from the district. And that was one of my main concerns, was the transportation costs and the loss of aid. That, a few years back now, I've been on the board for a while now, but we had to deal with a $2 million deficit, and a lot of programs and student interests were eliminated, and that was a very difficult situation to be in, and I really don't want to be in that situation in the future. So I really would stress that we evaluate the student interests and make appropriate budgetary adjustments if needed, if we're lacking interest in certain programs, to keep the costs down and keep it in line with what the taxpayers can afford. But the transportation aspect of it, and with Downsville, offering that transportation for the shuttle, that's huge on us because of the aid and our aid ratio compared to their aid ratio. So that is a big game changer for me, if you will.
I got to reach out and talk to a lot of student athletes, their parents, as well as community members on this. And everybody that I spoke to was thrilled that we'd be offering a full suite of sports competitively with the merger. And we know in the future our numbers are going to dwindle a little bit. So I think it sets a great stage for where we're headed in the future anyway as a rural school district. And I got nothing but positive feedback from considering this. And the fact we received a lot of emails. Thank you everybody that emailed us to the Board of Ed with requesting the support of this, because I think you didn't go unheard. I think, we got to see and read all those as well as any concerns we had. So anyone else have any further discussion? I would entertain a motion to.
I'll make the motion.
Okay. Motion second. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? That is carried. That will be contingent upon Downsville's
Correct.
vote as well.
Your meeting is,
Monday the 26th.
Okay. And thank you, everyone that reached out to us. We listened very well, and we're glad that everybody took the time to reach out to us and iron all the concerns. I know there's going to be a few other details that have to be worked out with the admin staff and back and forth, but we have full faith both schools are capable of doing that.
Thank you.
Okay, now we'd like to set the capital project change order thresholds. And I believe we're going to set those at $9,999 without approval of the Board of Ed. And we will be notified of all change orders as we have in the past. This is just a threshold that we need to look at it and approve if it's 10,000 or greater. Any discussion on that?
Make a motion, we accept it.
Second.
All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? That is carried. Next, we have our external auditor letter of agreement for D'Arcangelo for the year ending June 30th, 2023. And I believe that was an extension, right?
That's the annual.
Our annual
Mhm.
up till next year. Using their services for our external auditor again this year coming up.
Mhm.
Any discussion on that?
Make a motion to accept that agreement.
Motion seconded. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? That is carried. 9E, extend our transportation contract, and that is extended through the period of September 1st, 2023 through June 30th, 2024 at a CPI increase established by the State Ed Department for contractual services for A&D transport services.
Make the motion.
Second.
All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? That's carried. Extend transportation contract through the summer of 2023 for our rolling V contract award. Again, through August 30th of 2023.
I'll make the
Aye.
motion.
Second.
All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? That is carried.
if I could comment.
Go ahead.
All three of these transportation contracts have to do with special education placements outside of our district and outside of our BOCES. So it's important, and I know I've mentioned this before, but we continue as a region to implore BOCES and work with BOCES to increase their programming, our BOCES, to eliminate such expense. Well, hopefully we'll get there, but it's gonna take some time. So, but just to make sure that you're aware of, once again, of that.
And we'll continue that trend with extending transportation through the contracts number 2023 at A&D and Transport as 9G.
Make a motion. Second?
Big second.
Either way.
All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? That is carried. It's not gonna load for me, but, 9H is accept, MOA.
Can you wait one moment?
Okay.
I'm stuck. I have to redo the last one.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay. 9H is to accept a MOA for a retiree employee. This is Tracy Williams has offered to come back to help and do driver training as well as transition for the 2023-2024 school year. So we're very fortunate that he's going to retire, but also offer his services to come back on this basis.
Make a motion.
Second.
All those in favor signify by saying aye. Opposed?
You abstain?
I'm sorry, I'm having trouble here.
Okay. That is carried with one abstain.
Let's see if I can get that to work. I think I'm gonna have to take it on paper now.
Just let me know when you're there.
I'm ready.
Okay. 9I is to approve non-represented contracts.
Make a motion?
Second.
Motion seconded. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? That is carried. 9J is to approve in-house tax collection.
Second.
Motion seconded. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
I'm sorry, who made that motion?
Dick,
Dick.
and seconded by Tammy.
Thank you.
I just lost connection.
That is carried.
Yeah, I have
I
to.
did too, but it came back now.
This is another thank God Corey prepares these for us in paper copies. Thank you. Indispensable. 9K is to create the tax collector stipend position with bringing that back in-house as tax collection.
Motion.
Motion by Paul, seconded by Dick. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? That is carried. 9L is to approve the 2023-2024 stipends for chemical hygiene officer, librarian, supervising speech therapist, district registrar, playground supervisor, supervising social worker, claims auditor, and tax collector. Any discussion? Motion by Dick,
Second.
second by Paul. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? That is carried. And 9M, emergency appointments. Alyssa Barnhart for special education teacher position. Motion by Tammy, second by Dick. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Is carried.
That
Good.
one worked.
Good, okay. 9N, personnel appointment approvals. These are for summertime work positions, so Kathy Hoffmeister to receive 10 working days during summer 2023-2024. Vanessa Wickham, a number of days agreed upon, principal during the transfer of summer 23-24. Any discussion? I'll entertain a motion. Motion by Dick, second by Tammy. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Those are carried. And we are up to Paul's last policy review. And I think before the meeting, Rhonda wanted to make a permanent motion that we Zoom Paul in to read these no matter what for life. All right. We'll let you be the last one with this.
All right, I'll get my agent in touch. All right. Policy 100,
Double your salary.
non-discrimination and equal opportunity. Policy 4526.1, internet safety, and policy number 5300, code of conduct, as referenced in item 2A.
Thank you, Paul. And review these at your convenience as part of our annual policy review, a couple policies per meeting, so let Corey know if anybody needs paper copies of those. And we're finally up to administrative remarks. Dr. McDonald.
Miss Hector is not with us this evening, so I don't know if there's any comments regarding her or questions regarding her report. She reported on the track meet, the family barbecue, and all the June events. There's only 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 June events that the kids participated in. Fun time of year. Any questions or on her report, comments?
I just had one apology. I missed Cupcake Wars today because I actually had to work. I did send Maxwell as a representative, so I wish there still was a Dutcher
I
there.
heard they were the best ever.
I really felt bad about missing that. It's the first one I've missed in a long time, and I apologize to our teachers and students that I missed that today. But that is always a great event, and if anybody gets a chance to go to that, that is well worth it.
It had to have been the mess up with the week, because I did the same thing, I missed it. I missed out.
But Townsend has an impressive list of things they go through this time of year, and it's all student oriented. And a lot of it is bringing the parents and the ones that support us into the schools to show off chalk art day and things like that. So it doesn't go unnoticed. I think it's a great job that Townsend does under Melanie's leadership. So I just want to acknowledge that.
And tomorrow night's the 5th grade moving up ceremony.
I can't believe it's here already. I just have a general inquiry, I guess, overall for all 3 schools. So Kevin mentioned a couple of meetings ago that since he doesn't have a student involved in the school, he kind of sometimes feels disconnected. And since mine will be graduating on Saturday, I'm a little concerned about that myself. Mr. Gressler does a great job of sending us a schedule of athletic events. I was just curious if that's something that the overall schools could do. You know, just events that are coming up just once a month. It doesn't have to be on a weekly basis. I know it's on our calendar, but sometimes I can't navigate that the greatest, or I forget to go out there. So I was just wondering if that was something we could think about in the future with next school year coming up. And then the other thing along with that is I like to support a lot of the fundraisers that the students do. I know the different high school classes have to raise quite a bit of money in order to have the prom and their senior trip. And again, since I won't have a student here, I am friends with a few of the younger students, but at some point I won't know them personally. So along with the schedule of events, is there a way that we could also have fundraising activities sent to us if we want to participate in those?
We get a
That's
highlighted.
something we can easily include in.
I mean, I don't want to add extra work to you guys, but that's just, I mean, I just don't want to feel disconnected from some of the activities that the students are doing. And if there are things that, as a board member, that we can attend or be invited to, you know, just to keep me focused.
Do we have, I know the high school has their calendar of different events and elementary school has theirs, but do we have a district calendar with all those dates on it that possibly we could put out or link to? That we could just click on it and it's got all those different little events, you know, I'll call them, you know,
Yeah.
not so much testing and all that, but these actual.
Because I didn't realize the track meet was at the beginning of the month of June.
Yeah, we'll work on it, because even with the calendars, we could easily click that in the list form once a month, just prior to the month, throw it in a Friday letter or throw it in the principal's reports each month or something like that, as Art just suggested. So we'll work on a mechanism to try
It's
to
not getting
increase that.
fancy, I'm just trying to stay connected with
Yep.
the school on those activities.
Yep.
Because I mean, as much fun as coming to the board meetings as I really would
Yeah.
rather attend. I mean, I enjoy attending things with the students.
Yep.
There are some
Well, that's my
things-
thought. We just take the calendar, hit list it out instead of the calendar format, attach it, and then you have it and don't have to click on it.
Right.
So we'll work on that.
And speaking of that, that's one of the reasons why I missed the BOCES graduation.
Yep.
You forget about it, and like
Yeah.
today, you forget about it, everything going on with your regular job. But I do want to shout out right now to all the BOCES graduates in the CTE programs, and I hope they're successful with finding jobs out there now, because we certainly need them. And, with the need for so many hirees in different job aspects, we need the electrician and the plumbers and the construction workers and stuff, so sorry I missed it.
And that will lead that right into Mr. Loomis. How many, what do we have, 30 CTE, senior CTE? I know we had 70 something girls.
34, 35, 36, something like that.
So that's how many graduates we have from tech programs. It's very, very impressive.
The one update I have from my report is that we've been in touch with BOCES since I sent that report in, and unfortunately, we're not going to be able to provide a driver's ed program to our students this summer. We sent communication out this afternoon telling them that. Included in that communication was areas where the 5-hour course was taking place, dates, times, and things like that. BOCES just wasn't able to come through with the timeline that we have. And we were at a point where we needed to tell people, because they're trying to make plans. And unfortunately, the summer did not work out, which is a shame because of the student interest that we had. We had 24 signed up and then 10 on a waiting list, but.
So, and it's hard because you're pulling, BOCES is advertising, but they're advertising specifically for Walton, or specifically for, I think, 12 different districts, whatever it was through the program. So somebody has to apply directly to this region. They hired 11, they just didn't get one for us in our region. So my thought is, especially with the student interest and serve, is that we gotta come up with a way to see if we can entice one of our in-house employees to do it.
That's gonna be my
by,
question,
you
because
know,
for many years,
Yep.
we had George Shackleton and
Exactly.
Jake, and they,
Yep.
I mean, I think.
Mr. Salvia.
I'm dating
Large
myself.
sections, yeah.
So we're gonna work on that. We're gonna get the details of what it would take. We do have contractually the ability to cover the cost of classes if it's an additional certification that we ask somebody to get and obtain, and I don't believe it's many classes. So we're gonna do the homework on that and we'll report back, but we can't not do everything we can to serve our kids on this one. So we're gonna work on that, and we talked about that today, Mr. Loomis and I. So we're gonna work through BOCES and find out all the details that they're building.
What were the numbers on that again?
Like
So we
20,
had 24 signed up, and then we had 10 on a waiting list.
Wow.
yeah,
That's a big need.
those are
It
great
is a
numbers.
need.
And, I mean, as a mother of young drivers, the more exposure and help with, keeping them safe out there on the road and reminders, really,
Yep.
it eases your mind a little bit. So.
Yep.
So we'll do what we can with that. Just to highlight the college credits earned through TC3 this year. We have 46 students on here, looking at the chart.
Yeah, if students can take advantage of it, you can see in the chart, you can leave with 3 credits, one student leave with 17. It's a nice addition to our curriculum that we can offer our students as they're exiting. And if students really have their things in order as they get to the upper classes, they can take advantage of this program and leave with a substantial amount of credits as they leave and graduate Walton, which is fantastic. And then even if folks just want to add one course, they still have the ability to do that too.
And this is transferable SUNY transcripts through TC3 community colleges at no cost to the student.
That's
Yes.
amazing, that one
So-
student with
yeah.
17 credits.
Yep. Years ago, I had a student with 37. I still remember it to this day. So we're going to continue to build back, and we're going to build more and more of these. They're it's cross-accredited programs, and we're, hopefully we'll get to the point of, I forget how many she sent out this year, letting us know how many schools and how many students, even in our region, graduate with associate degrees. We need to get there. We were that close back in 2013, and we need to get back there and take that next step. So that's a mission of mine. We'll see what we can do.
Congratulations to those students who took advantage
Awesome.
of that.
Absolutely
Yeah.
awesome.
Tremendous.
That's all I have there.
I want to point out that last year's middle school principal had a monthly newsletter that he did and sent out. This year's middle school principal apparently forgot all about that.
We'll have a
They had a lot of those
discussion with him,
dates that you were mentioning right on there. I don't know what happened to that guy.
You take care of that.
Yeah. I don't know, there's a lot of things on it. I feel like there's 2.5 months worth of things that I put on that, the leadership report. Going all the way back to the state testing, we had very good numbers with that. Put some incentives in place. The 7th grade class for both ELA and math had 100%. 100% of the students take the test. And we did our Spanish and Science 8 testing. Then we got into the fun part of the year, and we had our field day. It was that week of the smoke from Canada, so we ended up being inside, but the kids still had a great time. On the athletic side, Kirk Akins was inducted into the Section 4 Hall of Fame. I think that was at the end of April. I have a list of more of our former athletes that I think are worthy that we'll try to get in over the next coming years.
Last year, we were 11 out of 14 teams
Oh, yeah,
in the
12 out of
Scholar,
14.
and now this year we're 12 out of 14, so that's a excellent achievement.
Okay. On my end, we've been working on the landscaping out front in the middle. We were informed or thought that it was going to be fully done under warranty. It's not being fully done under warranty, but we've worked it out with Burrell's and through the contractor who did the work, and they actually have equipment and stuff coming in tomorrow. They're going to possibly do some tonight, but it doesn't look like it's going to happen tomorrow. They will begin putting the mulch down and weeding and getting this up to place. And then we'll have to go out with an RFP for services as we move forward for this down through here annually to do our due diligence on this part of the project. Final items, I'll be communicating this out, but I got some details today. We should have our final blacktop and drainage and all the different items that we've got left here, including redoing of the loading dock, completed in the next 2 to 3 weeks. But I'll shoot out that information when I get that confirmed, so that was a positive note. That's all I have. Fun week, busy week, but graduation Saturday, what we build up to.
Okay, there is a need for an executive session tonight. We're gonna have a brief celebration of Paul's first, and then I'd asked for, we're going to executive session for the purpose of discussing matters related to future employment of a particular employee, as well as contractual negotiations.
And Mrs. Hungerford is going to be invited to join us, I understand.
Like Meg as well. We have a motion for that executive session.
Motion.
Second.
Second.
All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
That is carried, and the board is not planning on any action after executive session, so I'll ask in advance by Paul.
To adjourn.
Second?
All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Okay, let's take a brief summary.